Hello, I'm Renee Esquivel, and you're tuned into my YouTube channel, Technologist on the Go. I'm doing my intro here on a Canon Vixia HV40. The subject of this particular video is going to demonstrate how this camera is still relevant in 2025. It makes sense, more so than most MiniDV cameras. Particularly if you want to digitize videos, you're not limited to Firewire. You do have another alternative which won't give the exact quality of Firewire, but relatively close, anywhere from a 2% to 10% degradation in quality. And by that I mean HDMI video capture, because this camera does sport a full-size HDMI port, and that isn't true of almost every MiniDV camcorder that was produced. So let's just jump right into it, okay? And I'll show you how it's done. Okay, so what you see here is the Canon Vixia HV40 camcorder that was a MiniDV camcorder that was released in 2009 and finally discontinued in 2011. As relevant as it was then, it is today. And the reason why it's easier to use today is because this is one of the few camcorders that sported a full-size HDMI port, output port. And so what does that let you do? If you have a video capture device, and I'll show you how easy that is to add to your computer, then you can digitize your video. It won't be as high quality as the Firewire, because that's a bit for bit, byte for byte copy of what's on the MiniDV tape. This one has to, obviously when you go HDMI out, that video has to be encoded to HDMI, then decoded at the other end, and that results in a loss of quality, but that loss is between 2% and 10%. And if you have good quality cables, a good capture device, then you're going to be closer to a near Firewire-like digitization. Now, this is so easy because now you can use almost any computer. So let me go ahead and demo how you would go ahead and record or digitize your video. Now, for the digitization part, I'm using this USB-C to HDMI capture, and this particular one, the Gurmok, is simply one I saw featured on a video to do video capture on an iPad. And so it's a quality one, and it runs for under $30. You can get it on Amazon, and I'll put a link in my video. And of course, you have HDMI female connector and USB-C. Now, if your computer doesn't have USB-C, most modern laptops do, but many desktops do not. It also ships with a USB type A to USB-C adapter, and simply plug that in, and now you're golden. So let's go ahead and get this started. I want to go ahead and connect my HDMI cable. And then the other end simply plugs into my adapter. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and connect this to my computer. Now, before we can digitize video using the HDMI port, there's a setting we need to make sure is set correctly, and that's go to play, and once the screen comes up, press the function button to bring up the menu, and scroll down to where it says menu, hit enter, and then you want to scroll down to the display setup, and then make sure TV screen is off. Because if you have that setting on, that whole OST or on-screen display, that's going to be sent out with your signal, and you're going to have that appear on your captured video. I can't think of a lot of times when you would want that to be the case. So please, again, just to be on the safe side, go down to your display setup, and make sure TV screen is off. And again, that's on the play side. That's all you need for that. And now we're ready to start digitizing video using the HDMI output port. Okay, so here you see the camcorder connected to my Mac Mini M1, and I did remove the USB Type A to USB-C adapter because the Mac Mini M1 has two built-in USB-C 3 Thunderbolt ports. Okay, so at this point I need to simply launch QuickTime, because that's what I'm going to use for the video capture. So I'm going to launch the QuickTime player. Okay, and then inside the player, click on File and New Movie Recording. Now you should see a screen like this, and you can see that's obviously it's displaying already what's coming off of the camera. Now if you don't, because maybe you use another piece of software, if you use some other software, it comes up looking for an input, video input from some other app or device, just move your mouse cursor. You see this down caret symbol here? Click on that, and it should be selecting the USB 3 video, okay? And then make sure also that is using that for the audio. Now if it's, you know, oftentimes for me it'll come up with OBS, because I do use OBS at times, and if that's the case, just do what I'm doing here. Click on your USB 3 and just make sure that it's also the audio. Okay, and that being the case, let's go ahead and press play on the camcorder, record on QuickTime,
Amazon for under $30.
and you could see the video. And it was the intro to this video.
Hello, I'm Renee Esquivel.
Now, on that video you saw me capturing initially, I recorded it in portrait mode simply by tilting the camcorder in that direction. That was deliberate. This is the way it normally records. You know, you hold the camcorder in landscape mode, and that's what you get. So I just wanted to show you some footage just so that you would see that's the case, nothing fancy. So now we press stop recording there, and now we can stop play on the camcorder. That's our second step, and then the final one to complete this is in the form of saving it. And that is to click on File, and then you want to click Save, and then in this pop-up you want to go ahead and give it a name, and then click Save and let it save. Okay, so next you want to go over to the folder where you wherever destination you chose for the file. And you can see here at the very top is the file file name I gave it. And I'm just going to hit the spacebar once to view this in preview.
You buy those on Amazon for under $30.
I didn't want you to see the video that it captured here. And to be honest, it's hard to see the difference between this video capture and Firewire. Okay, thank you for watching. Give us a like and subscribe.